me do it. Okay, this is just a collective message. We did the 2 hour reading earlier, so that's not what this is. But I believe the last reading might go along with this message. I think some of it came out in the reading, okay? Honorable Feminine, people are seeking vengeance on you for stuff. First and foremost, that's not your fault. Second of all, that you don't even like in your physicality, in reality, you may not even know anything about, okay? There are people who are seeking vengeance on you that have either went to jail, they lost their children, um, somebody could have lost a child, became suicidal, or somebody even could have unfortunately passed due to suicide or accidental suicide. Again, this is for some of you is going along with the message earlier that these masculines, the ones in a high vibration, you have masculines in a low vibration that they're still trying to find ways because they are in a low vibration, they are low consciousness, all that stuff. They're still in a vibration of trying to find ways to hurt you because they haven't evolved. And the thing about a lot of these people, they are avoiding responsibility. The very thing that they are trying to convince the world about you is true about them. Okay. The reason why I say that is in some cases, whatever these losses that they have gone through, you see, that's funny. Okay. Isn't it? Not funny in a, it's just, these are the people who have been quick to judge you for your misfortune. And in some cases, they had a hand in the misfortune. But so, in other words, it's your fault. You did it. You deserve it. You need to take responsibility. All that stuff, and they themselves can't do that. They cannot take responsibility for the fact that they have been horrible people. Okay, they have when if you all study narcissism, I don't really care if they don't have a diagnosis, but if you study it and if you talk to specialists, I've talked to many specialists over the years. I've been a part of programs pertaining to that, and I've had the opportunity to do that. But they'll tell you from that side of it, like science side, they really create like something. It's the brain. It doesn't make an excuse, but like they have created. This is why they can be convincing too. They absolutely cannot take responsibility, no matter how horrible. Okay, none of us see ourselves clearly 100% of the time. Okay, but these are folks who are chronically, they can do all sorts of detestable things and they actually find justification for it. And when stuff do, if and when, because sometimes they don't have any misfortune or bad luck for a long time because again they're bullies. They elbow their way, bully their way, pay their way, whatever you want to call it, into having their way. They purchase friends, they purchase yes men, yes women, they purchase politicians, they purchase police officers, they purchase managers, they purchase maids, they purchase, you know, they purchase people. And they're used to being able to do that. So they evade. Often, these people's lives look like nothing ever. On the surface, it looks like nothing ever happens to them. But when, like, maybe something heavy that they did not foresee happening, they blame you. And that's what's happening. That's some of the vengeance. I don't say it's all of it because, again, some of this is Big Brother. Some of this is some big old, I'm gonna say it's old corruption, okay? That's far bigger than than a bitch and a nigga don't like you. You know what I'm saying? They are saying they use these people. They're pawns in their hands. Okay. Um, and it's unbeknownst to you. Some of these people are hell bent on vengeance again because somebody went to jail. Okay. Did they deserve to go to jail? Like, you see where I'm going with that? Because you have people who have wrongfully, okay, because they were scapegoated, set up, you know, those types of things. Because folks are always trying to trap somebody, okay. Um, but did they did you know what I'm saying? It's utter oblivion. It's like, but you killed. I'm just using this as an example, okay? If that's what happened, but you killed him, no? So or you attempted murder. Did you not? I mean, so you mad? Why now? So why is it the fault of the person that either they tried to kill, or the fault of the person who alluded people to the fact that they did? Or they stole something? Because like me and my son, people violated us in every way possible. They stole mail. I mean, almost every federal law that you can think of, these people have broken and have been allowed to do so by the corruption. They blame you. Oh, so and so went to jail and our life has never been the same. Okay. Oh, so and so became suicidal because they lost their loved one, or because they lost something. And instead of owning that if they did something wrong in this case, then that's a part of it. But if it's stuff to do with just the life that we all experience misfortune, like they don't have that. They're preachy. They're really good at being preachy about how you and everybody else need to take responsibility for their life. How you and everybody else need to stop running away from responsibilities and start being accountable to their choices and poor behavior. They're really preachy at being able to provide that towards everyone else. So when misfortune happened to everyone else, they deserved it. It's a lesson. It's karma. It's the judgment of God. It's all these things when it's everybody else. Especially when it's the targets in which they don't like. But in this case, a feminine, these are most of these folks, they know they've done some shitty shit, and that they know it. They know it. They know they collabed to do dirty things. They know. They know they stole from you. They know they took a house. They know they held on to something out of spite, and it puts you and your children's life in a bad way. They know what they did. So then when their son or daughter, listen, I'm not saying that these things are good per se, okay? But all of the accumulated bad stuff that these people have done and continue to do on feminine and their children is criminal. The world needs to be held in indictment. Yep, you heard it correct. They need to be indicted because this is downright, it's criminal. And it's inhumane. And you're supposed to be, this is what I find funny. You're supposed to be smiling. You're supposed to always stay up. You're supposed to keep on moving. You're supposed to just make things happen in spite of all the abuses that people continue to heap upon you and your children. But these folks can't take responsibility for their shit. They blame, this is what some of these people's vengeance are. They stalked you, they harassed you, they stole from you, they attempted to, they poisoned you, your children, did all manner of crazy shit. And then when little John, little Meredith, when when all these things start happening in their house, when out of this world weird freak things starts to happen for some of them, or they start finally getting caught up for some of their accumulated nefarious dealings, they want to come find you and your kids and put an end to you because they got in trouble for coming for you in the first place. And for some of you, feminine, you don't even know in the physical, dear. That's what I'm trying to say. You have no knowing. So, in terms of factual, you see what I'm saying? Physical and factual, you don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about somebody being in jail. You don't know nothing about, somebody died, like physically, and that somehow they blame you. I don't know. Some folks are even trying to say, like, you did some spells on them. And for most of you, that's not true. Most of you learned something about alchemy and you took their energy, either you did it or you partnered with somebody. You took the investment of energy work. Some of you, because some of you didn't even do that. You took the investment of energy work that was done on you and your children that you all had negative effects of, and you either revoked and called a judge, something you did, and you rerouted it to casters and benefactors alike. You possibly commanded exposure. You could have done something in terms of their cloak or their protection, because you know they can do that to cloak themselves. You could have used some of you may have used, I forget what it's called. You may have used like a combination. You might have frequency codes because you know that shit is about frequency and vibration and resonance. You could have really amped up. Another thing some of you done could have simply been, you revoked it because you saw the negative impacts. You reversed it. but then you could have also took some of that energy to help you pull in healing for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Where it's like, oh, okay, they are attacking my health and my well-being. Oh, okay, they're poisoning. Oh, okay, it's astral alchemical poisons. Oh, okay, they are hexing the health, or they're putting, I'm in jars and shoes and crossroads, or in dolls and ambulance. They're putting shit in dwelling spaces. So you could have decided to, like, okay, I'm gonna take that energy, but for transmutation, for healing and alchemy for me, which as a byproduct, it changes the trajectory. I hope I'm making sense. I'm not an expert here, so I hope that I'm saying it in language that we all can understand. So, as a byproduct, by way of the law of energy and vibration and resonance, it returned or re and reversed, which means it hit you, it hit your children, it had an effect, you, your team, blah, 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 blah. Then you did healing with the energy, and then you did the re and reverse with the energy. Means if it was an entity that was sent, the entity is re and reversed. If it was death, then death. If people was trying to get you caught up with legal troubles, they keep trying to get you caught up to where your freedom is taken away from you, then this is why some of them lose their freedom. If they're trying to get you in trouble and get your kid taken away from you and get your kid institutionalized in some kind of system, this is why it happens to some of them and theirs. If they were conjuring for you to have tragic accidents to make you all prone or send some kind of volatile, destructive energy, then it may have very well been that volatile and destructive energy came to their household. But that's very different than you. You see what I'm trying to say? How they're trying to blame and what they're trying to imply? That's very different than from what they've done to you. These people had a full on campaign, full on intention, wrongfully, for greed, for envy, for jealousy, for hatred, and everything, all of the above. You hadn't done nothing to these people except did not kiss their ass, except put up, except wrong these people to warrant them trying to unalive your life, to warrant them trying to make you sick, slow death, to look like it's misfortune so that they can still look like good people for hire. And these be folks that invest in doing a lot of this stuff to a lot of people, and nobody does nothing to them and says nothing to them at all. Because they, like I said, some of these people got friends in high, low places. So they fuck their way out of shit, suck their way out of shit, bribe, blackmail, bully their way out of shit. And some of them, they spell cast their way out of shit because they understand energy. They know about the world of energy. And they know most of the world don't. And a part of 50% of the power of a lot of the stuff is it being hidden. And you don't even know the cold piece about some of this shit, y'all. You don't even know in the physical. You somewhere, you don't even know nothing about whatever it is. Who died, bitch. Okay, sorry about that. They still have these fronts and personas to keep up. They tell everybody to be quiet. They tell everybody to not say nothing. They tell everybody, you know, they're still trying to evoke vengeance. They tell everybody to keep it from you that so and so died. They tell everybody to keep it from you that, so and so went to jail. They tell everybody to basically, if they don't want to lie, to simply just ignore your attempts to communicate. It's like they're so worried about trying to invalidate you, but at the same time, their jealousy and fury and hatred and vengeance and blame fuels them to have all these people. That's why they have to do this abuse by proxy, thinking that that's a disguise. I think, feminine, you've learned a lot of lessons about people being more petty than they lead on to be. You know what I'm saying? People talk about how evolved they are and how they just let go and let God and how they just uh they are not holding on to anything because they want their heart right. People talk that language. But their secret behavior is the truth about what's really going on. They talk that. And that's the pettiness you've been dealing with.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
So people have vendettas while trying to hold on to the notion, the facade, the appearance that they don't hold on, they don't have no grudge. They're not holding on to no grudges. Yes, they are. They're not rightful grudges, correct grudges, but they still are grudges. They're displaced grudges, but they're grudges. If I was somebody who have done a lot of, whether I told the world or not, if I was a part of some weird secret group, it doesn't matter. I know who I am. And I know full well I participate in some pretty heinous shit. If for whatever reason something creeps into my life and my world and unfortunately affects me or somebody near to me in the same ways in which I've affected many or someone, I'll be hurt, I'll be mad, I'd be all the things everybody else is, but there's a level of sense that's still there that says, yeah, you were torturing someone else's kid, dear. Um, yeah, honey. Yeah, yeah. You paid to have somebody's kid tortured. You paid to have somebody's disabled dependent tortured. This was bound to eventually find you. I would, but that lets you know that even with my own brand of nutty, that there will be some sense in there. Like you're a dirt bag. You shouldn't be shocked about dirt baggish shit.
What do you want to do?
finding its way to you. You don't have a problem with torturing some family. You shouldn't be surprised if you and your family get tortured. That's not rocket science. That ain't even deep. To me, it's elementary. You don't go pile on. You got yourself tore up here by living a life of a scumbag. You don't pile on and make whatever you got left or ever will have subject to destruction. You don't pile on. That's where you go, okay, okay. But, you know, I guess collective, bullies and people like this, you know, sense is not something they have.
Come on, come on, come
So
on.
maybe it's
Ouch.
illogical of me or us
Get hit one more time and it's out.
to wonder why they're not, to wonder why they don't have that process. Because we're wanting and asking that they have the same processing as normal people, and they're not. Listen, don't take my word for it, guys. Do your own studies and stuff. Psychology, what psychology says about psychopaths, sociopaths, these types of personalities, like there's no reform. There's no reform. They can't even, they don't even think the way the normal brain, the normal people think. They don't.
There's something to do.
This is why they feel entitled to safety and security, protection, money, abundance, no matter how horrible them or their people are, why they feel entitled to it while
Wow.
simultaneously trying to take it away from innocent people because their brain is not wired the same. Take care of yourself, okay? You, like I said, I didn't expect to come on for this. Y'all not gonna hear from me for possibly about a week, okay? Because I got some things I have to do. I'm not gonna allow these people to
Wow.
toy and play with me with these programs and stuff like that. I see what they're doing. Um, I should say any further than they have.
Oh,
Um,
let's see what. Jesus.
we're just gonna continue to work on redirecting our minds and our energy and continuing to keep moving through stuff. We're not going to be dwelling anywhere too long once people start showing, once certain
Uh,
shit and signs start really showing up for what they are. We're going to tap into infinite possibilities and get open to some other stuff and see what we can do, but not allow people to continue to get us to expend all of what we have to trap us so that they can do with us what they will, or to coercively have to force us into situations that will benefit them.
wait.
And all these people with those types of plots, I promise on my existence as honorable feminine, they are going to regret it.